And so giving the keynote address was this man, our former head of Health and Human Services, Tommy Thompson, who came from the cheese state of Wisconsin, and he really didn't know anything about public health, but he was there giving his rah-rah speech about how we had to spread the gospel of personal responsibility, and he was naming a number of corporations that he was meeting with, the CEOs of these major corporations, who were also on board and really showing their corporate responsibility when it comes to finding solutions to the obesity epidemic. And one of the companies he mentioned along these lines was Coca-Cola. So then a funny thing happened beyond that. The really funny thing happened when he took questions from the audience, and this was an audience full of, savvy policymakers, health professionals, and so forth. And a politician by the name of Charles Brown from the state of Indiana got up and asked Secretary Thompson if Coca-Cola was such a responsible company, then why had they sent 5 lobbyists to his state capital to kill his bill that would have required only half of all soft drinks sold through school vending machines to be healthy? Okay, well, Tommy Thompson didn't have such a great answer for that. He just kind of stumbled and said, well, I don't know anything about it, but if it happens again, you call me. Right. So I thought, gee, maybe this politician who, was trying to do the right thing isn't the only one finding himself on the receiving end of some heavy-duty lobbying by the food industry. And that was sort of my inspiration for taking a closer look at what really is essentially a hypocrisy that's going on right now, with how the food industry is, on one hand, spinning itself as being part of the solution, while on the other hand, just engaging in business as usual. So the trade groups, the way they operate, of course, is to pool the money from the various companies to have them do their bidding. And this is important because the individual companies are very concerned about their PR image, right? So they don't really like having to take too big a, to go out on a limb when it comes to controversial issues. They're very happy, however, to pony up the thousands of dollars a year in membership to these groups. So these trade groups are the ones that then do the dirty work of lobbying hard to stop any, real good policies from going through. So these trade groups come up time and time again, but they tend to, not get enough attention because they're kind of working behind the scenes. So that's, if you think of the industry as like, the branded companies represented by trade groups, which are honest, at least, that they do lobbying. I mean, that's what they're about. They also do a lot of public relations work. But then the next level down from that is a lot more nefarious, okay? And these are called front groups. I didn't make this up. This is a term of industry kind of lobbying and PR in general. Front groups are groups that sound like one thing, and my poster child for this example, for this type of organization, is the Center for Consumer Freedom. Right? Sounds good. They're for consumers and freedom, and it's the all-American way, and they've got the American flag in there, and who could be against any of that? Right? But, in fact, they are fully funded, not just by the food industry, as it turns out. They were started with a grant from Philip Morris. Might have heard of them. And they also represent the alcohol industry. So sort of the trifecta of, chronic disease and harm in this country, tobacco, alcohol, and food, funding the Center for Consumer Freedom. And their chief lobbyist is Rick Berman, about the slimiest guy you probably never heard of. And a couple years ago, 60 Minutes did a great expose about Rick Berman. And actually this website, bermanexposed.org, is put up by one of the nonprofit groups. I can't remember if it's PETA, one of them, that he's constantly attacking. And so they do the dirty work, okay? And I can't emphasize enough how dirty this organization is. They've attacked me, they've attacked Marion Nestle. I mean, you name the sort of expert in the field, and they are the attack dogs for the industry. Again, because McDonald's isn't going to put out a hit piece on Marion Nestle, right? But these guys will. And so they operate, behind the scenes, but also out in front. So they will get, for example, op-eds published, in major newspapers, saying things like, oh, there's really no obesity epidemic. These guys are big into denial. But they'll also come out on specific issues.